Hey guys, you know what time it is. It's time for some more Citizen Sleeper. So let's see. What happened last time? Last time we were dealing with the Yadigans. We were trying to find a way onto the big ship for Lem and Mina, and then we were climbing the spoke so that we could go check things out, and some guy offered us a job, but we have to give them money first. I think I think we're gonna go back up there and and we saved Navigator. Yeah. So here's our active we've done a lot, haven't we? Look at all this. Alright. Crack Conway. We really need to go to the Greenway, it seems like. Get to know Emphis, help Bliss. So Bliss is the one thing we can still do here. Did we end up looking at the side reel enough? No, we still need to finish up. Predictive reasoning. Hmm. Yeah, so we just need to do one more try. Was there anything we needed to do down? I don't remember. Hmm. Yeah, we needed to do this Yadigan thing with Rabia. There's someone in the dock. We should try to haggle over prices, too. Overlook bar. Let's sleep in our house tonight so that we can also feed the cat. Here you go, cat. Perfect. The stray crunches up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them, sometimes not. Perfect. Oh, and then obviously we need to go to sleep. Uh, complete active scenes. Okay, that's right, that's right. We have to do this first. As you enter Rabia's office, you hear voices. Is that Sabine? You push the door open. Sleeper! What good timing, Rabia calls out as you enter. I wanted to introduce you to someone. The man is standing at the center of the room, speaking quietly with Rabia. He turns as you come in. Meet Yannick. So this is the guy that's apparently betraying the Yadigans. Sleeper, he nods. Been hearing good things from Raby. He smiles an easy smile. Good to meet you. Likewise, likewise. He waves a ringed hand. Now, Raby, where were we? Actually, Rabia places a hand on your shoulder. The sleeper was what I wanted to talk to you about. She doesn't spare you a look. What's going on? Well, okay then. Yannick tucks his hands into his pockets. Go on. I'd like to recommend them to your ward. Tiny pause. They have shown themselves to be capable ally here on the spoke side, but we have more than enough to run our territories. I hear the main block is proving more difficult. Yannick leans forward slowly. It's a miss, Raby. He waits, his tinted glasses shimmering despite the lack of light in the unit. I can use them, he suddenly decides. Rabia smiles. Good to hear. I can immediately. Yannick cuts her off with a raised hand. 1 second. He steps one surprisingly light step closer to you. You eager to work, sleeper? Yes. Yannick nods his head as if listening to music. Okay then. You suddenly are unsure if he's talking to you. That concludes it, Yannick pronounces. Sleeper can come work in the ward, anytime they like. You shoot Rabia a confused look. Rabia finally glances at you for a moment, but it is so fast you almost miss it. Good. I know you'll be happy with their work, Yan. Yannick reaches out and squeezes her shoulder. Sure, Raby, he says. Now please, he says, turning to face you. Let us old friends get back to it. He guides Rabia away, leaving you standing alone. You look to Rabia, but she is deep in conversation, and so, stunned and confused, you leave. New drive. Expose Yannick. If Sabian is right, Yannick has been working with SNR behind Yadigan's back. Time to find out the truth. So what are we doing? We're engaging. We're trying to gain his trust. Okay. So now we can go to sleep. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Alrighty. We are flickering. It's not time for a stabilizer yet. I think the move here is I think we go after the side reel. We found a way on board. You watch the loading crews going back and forth, noting their paths and entryways. Could this work? Quite the achievement, isn't she? Sender Celis must be proud. You recognize the resonating voice of Castor immediately and turn to see him, hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform. Castor? I see you remember our game. Good. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Castor walks out to stand beside you on the platform. The telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at the Havented shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. I was there. I know, he sighs, meeting your eye. An ugly business. Celis are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. He gestures out at the side reel. You know why they built this monstrosity on the eye? Money. That was a part, perhaps, but there are cheaper shipyards. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Celis built it here, says Castor gravely, because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead. And secrecy is something I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You are like me. You deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. With someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need whenever I need it, as long as you are on board. With you on the side reel and with some minor modifications, he pauses, you can be my eyes and ears. I will keep track of Celis' grand project through you. In short, says Castor, stretching, I can get you aboard, Sleeper. But I am going to need you to help me. What if I disagree? Then I doubt you'll find a way onto that ship out there. It's not just me. Yes, your friend Lem, that can be arranged. It is difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around the side reel. It's a simple offer, and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance, as I said. There's a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. Castor looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid, though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You'll need to get on board if you want access to their air-walled servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. He smiles. I noticed his importance to you. And the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the sidereal horizon leaves the hub, then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But be sure when you act, Sleeper. Once you take the data from Celis, you'll be off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You're bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around as if to emphasize his point. There are only a handful of cycles until departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. With that, Castor marches back off the platform, the sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the sidereal horizon and the part it may play in your future. We gotta get on that ship. How long do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 cycles. That's just not enough. Also, are there any other nodes to take part in up here? I don't see any. Okay. Let's go back down. Let's go take a look at this place. It's also almost time for us to go on the Greenway for sure. There's the ship. The fastest way to get to know the ship is by pretending to work there, a plan so bold it might even work. Observe and explore. Careful observation and an instinct for security procedures will help you understand how to sneak on board. We need a 5 or a 6 if we're going to do this. I don't think we use our 2s on this. We could work the ward. Losing energy is not that bad of an idea, or not that bad of a thing. Negative, we lost some condition. That's not good. We got energy back from Thrill Seeker, though. Neutral outcome, lost energy. Okay, I think we're gonna have... He doesn't have anything for us anymore. Let's get our energy all the way up. And then also, I think it's time to use a stabilizer. Maybe even buy one. They're cheaper now, right? Let's buy one. Okay, we've got 3 stabilizer now. I feel comfortable taking one for this specific reason. There we go. Alright, let's end the cycle, and let's go try to do this. I think what I'm going to do is give it a day or two if I can, and we're going to wait and see if we can get 5s and 6s. See, like right now we got 1 5 and a 4. We're going to do the 5. That worked. And we got energy. We can only do it once, though. Understood. We'll do this one. We got 2. Alright, let's do the last one. It's only 1 lockdown if we fail. We did it! You're in. Maybe if you do this right, you might be able to pull something more than just IDs. Neutral outcome. We got the data. I'm fine with that. Alright, let's go turn in the data to... Where is he? There's Castor. When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting outside, leaning beside the door. Forgive me, Sleeper, but Celis is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. Will this work? Don't worry, the breach cannot be traced to the specific IDs I am about to create. Castor reaches into a pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. Hand it over. You hand over a drive with the data, and Castor fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal, and after some whirring, a set of 2 transparent films, marked with numeric sequences, are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future, Castor smiles to himself. The child will go with Lem, of course. He pockets them. These are yours, but first... He holds out a white cube. Your side of the deal. What is it? Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square and you rest it in your palm, a small white perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Castor smiles. Not to worry. It has done its job. Now it is for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny pin prick at the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This way we can keep track of you and the solid real horizon. I didn't agree to this. You did, Sleeper. Castor adjusts his glasses. You have to understand that I could have done this without you knowing. This way, everything is on the table, so to speak. That's true. Castor hands you the transparent films, and you see shimmering portals of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go. Give them the good news. And he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides open the door, half dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in. He beckons you inside. You look to the side, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. Wow, he left really fast, didn't he? Water break, sorry. The unit is cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it. That's really good. You sit at the bar. What's up, Sleeper? I have some news. Out with it, then. I have Celis IDs for us. You have Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly as if to wipe you from his vision. Does that mean... Yep. Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts laughing. Holy shit, we have to pack. He turns back to you, smiling. How the hell did you swing this, Sleeper? A friend helped. Well, thank you, friend. You show him the ID films, and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. He pats you on the shoulder. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. Sure. The buzzer goes. That'll be her. Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina, a bundle of energy and life, rushes into the room. Robot, she shouts. Lem picks her up. Mina, you won't believe what they brought us. You flash her the passes, and she looks confused. We're going away after all, Meanie. He lifts her up above her head on that big, beautiful ship. Mina screams, and Lem laughs. He puts Mina down, and she runs over and hugs your legs. I love you, Robot, she says quietly, so only you can hear. Oh, I love you too. And a while later, when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn, halfway down the walkway, but there's nothing there. Even that little white cube is gone. So you keep walking, back through the low end, deep in thought. Excited and scared, all at once. So when do we leave? Can't do anything there anymore. When do I leave? I assume it's up here, right? Side reel dock, we leave in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Then I guess some work to do. We only got 7 days. As you step out into the passageway, someone barrels into you from behind, sending you stumbling down the corridor. As you step out of the passageway, someone barrels into you. You turn to see an unfamiliar spacer, laden with heavy gear. She steadies herself, staring you down as if daring you to respond. Excuse me? She squints at you, shaking her head before setting off down the corridor. I'm sorry for her. A second spacer smiles at you apologetically. She's on a mission, and when she's on a mission... ... They shrug. Tell her to be careful. They laugh. Does she look like someone who can be told? Peek! Esh stands further down the corridor, glowering at her friend. She chops at the air, pointing down the corridor to whatever end she's rushing to. Peek raises their eyebrows at you. Esh, please, do you want everyone on this station to hate us? Esh hardens. Oh my goodness. My sweet little puppy came and attacked me. Such a good dog. I would totally show you guys, but I don't do my camera anymore on these videos. If you want to see pictures of my dog, you could always go check out the Discord. It's in the description. Always is. Esh hardens. They want to hate us. They can hate us. She drops her hip. I'm not exactly seeing much love as it is. We're lucky we got through before they set up that damn cordon. Cordon? Pig gestures in your direction. See, they didn't even know what you're talking about. This station isn't Hawthorne. Not everyone has to follow some corporate protocol. Esh sighs. I'm not saying they're part of the administration. She jerks her head in your direction, but I am saying we need to get these supplies to the Briar before someone starts asking questions. The Briar? That's our ship, Peak explains. I just asked a question. Peak. Esh rolls her eyes. What are you doing? Peak ignores her. We are with the refugees, the ones Havenage have cordoned off from entering the station. Esh interrupts. The ones that are being quarantined in makeshift vessels that barely made it to the Eye to begin with. The ones that your station administrators have called an existential risk, and are running out of supplies while their right to safety is being debated by people with no stake in their future. She quickly looks away, annoyed at her own outburst. Peak sighs. She's right. People are trapped out there, and they turn to Esh. We understand that this is a big problem for the Eye. Hundreds of refugees and more ships turning each cycle. They hold up a hand to stop Esh interrupting. But... Esh turns away, her burning anger a palpable force in the close quarters of the corridor. They need supplies, and after everything they've been through, the quarantine isn't helping, Peak finishes. That's difficult. Peak forces a smile. Peak, please. Esh gathers herself in the supplies. Esh, we need help. Just like the refugees needed us, we need others too. They smile at her. Peak turns to you. Come find us. The climbing briar is docked at the broken spoke, past the greenway in the wastes. We have a good view of the cordon, though we are keeping our distance for now. Come help us. They squeeze your hand. Esh turns to leave and Peak follows, waving goodbye. A moment later, Esh shouts back down the corridor. Don't bother coming empty-handed. Do you want help us? You want help? You want to help? Show us. Bring supplies or don't come at all. And with that, they disappear around the corner. Esh already picking up speed as Peak calls for her to slow down. A refugee flotilla? Where are they coming from and why now? Each time you think you begin to understand this place, something changes. Very true. Alright, we got some things to do. We got the Greenway, we got Fang over here, we got the Haifa Commune, and we got the Wild Margins. There's the Wastes. Here's the Climbing Briar. I don't think we have to go there right away. Let's go... Where to start? Let's just start in the Greenway. Okay, we can map the pathways, or we can walk the Greenway. The simplest way to explore the Greenway is simply to pick a path and set off into the twisting chambers and passages. This carries obvious risks. What about... Oh, okay, there's nothing to connect to, it seems. What about the commune? We can work, it's safe, or we can work the grow beds. I mean, I'd rather do engage because we get energy out of it, potentially. I don't know what the negative does. Probably minus energy. Oh, we got a neutral outcome. And we got energy. We got both. Nice. Join the commune. That's not a bad idea. Alright, let's go talk to Feng. When you enter the service dock, Feng is already set up, crouched among the stacks of equipment. He's leaning over a terminal, bathed in a blue glow. He looks totally at home. Sleeper, what do you think? Turns out not everyone in Havenage is set against me. A couple of my old system pals managed to ship me some of my old gear. He gestures at the pile of blinking hardware. Nice kit. Feng does a mock bow. Any updates? Feng beckons you over. He has a set of scans of the wastes on his terminal, with the heat maps of activity overlaid. A chunk of the derelict rim is blotchy with bright red and orange marks. Does this look like a wasteland to you? Feng shakes his head. There's hundreds of Conway machines out there, all lined up in concealed hangars, and a whole underground facility to support them. Hardin's got a crew out there putting them together. They must have shipped them in piece by piece through the shipyard, ready for assembly out here. Why? They're planning something. No one needs hundreds of heavy-duty reclamation drones to run this kind of operation. Maybe Hardin masked this whole thing as an effort to clean up the wastes, but there's no way this is about pulling scrap off the eye. Fang looks worried. And why is Conway in the mix? I bet no one in Avenage knows another corporation is setting up on the station. They aren't stupid either. These scans are the best info I can get. The wastes are cut off from the eye's cloud of networks, and the Greenway is a total dark zone. No data can come in or out. I can try. No use. You need to enter the cloud, and there's no cloud to speak of. He turns and winks. That's why I'm going to pay them a visit. That's too risky. You forget, Havenage come in and out of there all cycle. I should be able to get in, as long as no one sees me. He grimaces playfully. But I need you on the outside to help disable security systems and cut me a pathway through. There's no cloud access, but if I can get inside, I can open up nodes in the network and we can work in tandem. Oh man, a lot of talking today. It's a massive facility, buried deep down there. Miles of corridor and ventways wrapped around cargo bays and hangars, so it'll take more than a few cycles to work through it. But as long as you can keep them off my back, I know I can rip what we need out of there. He pulls a handful of ripper worms from his pocket and hands them to you. These are the last of my little helpers I managed to salvage, so make them count. I modified them slightly. This time they'll feed their data threads back into the system that they are tunneling into, creating a nasty little feedback loop. We run it just like we did with the agents. Hack the nodes I pinged to locate the ports for the security system, then slot the worms in those systems and let them go to town. He points to a fuzzy silhouette of the buried facility on the terminal. Here's the entryway. This is where you can get access and slot the first worm. That'll fry their perimeter systems and get me past the first cordon. What I need from you is to keep your eyes on the facility after you kick things off. You see me pop up a security system, a server bank, you need to break in and slot a ripper to disable it as soon as you can. If I can't, Fang gives you a hard look. You miss a system, you wait too long, they're gonna find me. Simple as that. He claps you on the shoulder. I need you focused on this one, so I'm gonna let you fire the starting gun. I won't go until you slot that first worm. I'll leave a tracker running on the terminal here, so come back here if you want to see my progress. He affectionately pats the top of the screen. This sounds risky. Risky? This is audacious at least, he grins. Wouldn't be worth it if it wasn't. Fang gets up. It's all in place. You just need to make your own preparations, then slot that worm. He stretches. Just don't wait too long. I'm getting bored of all this sneaking around. Once I'm inside, I'll get the proof we need to end this whole thing, no matter what. He crouches to check the terminal. We can't take longer than 6 cycles on this thing. Remember that. He stands up. Oh, and one last thing. He lowers his voice. If I get caught, or you can't reach me, or we run out of time, there's one thing I need you to do. What? You take whatever I've managed to pull at that point, all that data, and you slot that stuff straight into the relay I've set up here. He points to a pile of servers and terminals hooked into the dock with cables as thick as your arm. I repurposed the dock's SOS broadcast system to beam out whatever you put in it. Anyone with a terminal, a slate, or a server on the eye will see it. That means Havenage, Yadigan, the hub, everyone. No matter what, Hardin isn't snaking away this time. He grins. I've got a bit more to do here, but the moment you slot that first worm, I'll make my move. He gives you a parting smile and turns back to the terminal. The nerves hit as you make your way out of the service dock. Time to prepare yourself. Damn. Conway access. How many of these are there? There's one here. We also have the Greenway cipher. Can you guys hear my dog? Neutral outcome. What's been unlocked? Alright, we're going to give my dog a second to calm down, and then we'll be back. And I'm back. The Greenway rolls beneath you like a silt-choked river. If what Navigator said was true, then no one has access to these networks since the collapse. The Hunter and Killer protocols have never set foot here, never cleared out the intelligences and systems. So why then, you wonder, does it look so dark? Is it just that this bit rot has set in, the entropy of systems reducing everything to shadows and light? You watch as the slotted cipher fizzles in the one open, distorted Greenway on this entire rim of the station. It flickers and winks out, and then you're falling into the flow. A river of swirling darkness. You're spun by it, twisted by it, lost in it. It's not that the Greenway was hiding in the darkness. It is made of darkness. It is filled by this substance, this process, the swarm. Now you're among it. You notice that a swarm is exactly what it is, a billion individuals moving in a flow. There is no network map here, no nodes and threads, only a storm of interchangeable points, shifting configuration endlessly. Then you see them, a figure, turned away, the only bright spot in the dark river. You push closer through the storm. They are facing away, at least you think so. They are so fractured, so overgrown that it's hard to tell. Even from this distance you can see their flesh is moving, flowing. You watch silent as they stoop and reach down. In their hand is a dark shape, and with twisted fingers they press it down into the loam of data beneath them, pushing it through this trembling soil. They move away, go a little further, and repeat the process as if they were sowing a field. You push forward, but somehow, despite their slow and deliberate speed, they move faster, and they quickly fade into the storm. You reach the point where they planted the object and look down. There it is, a glassy, shifting polygon with something inside. You reach down and pick it up. It is cold, but it thrums with energy. You look towards the path of the figure, but they are long gone. When you blink out of the cloud, back into the leaves in the dappled light of the Greenway, you hold a seed in your hand. A seed. You need to find somewhere safe to plant this gift. And then there's the first Conway access right here. You'll need to be ready to give this all your attention. Okay, so if we're going to do this, we probably need to sleep. You're kidding me. Again, Darla? Hey, Darla. Come here, Darla. Calm down. Jeez. This dog is not calming down. Hold on. I'm just going to go see what's bothering her, maybe take her outside for a second, and then I'll keep recording. Alright, hopefully we're back. So, what were we doing? We need to go and sleep. That's what we were doing. We need to go to bed. We're still waiting for the side reel to take off. We have some loose ends to tie together. So, let's take a nap. There we go. Oh, and we got a lot of 5s, too. Is that actually going to be helpful, though? I don't know. I don't even remember what else we need to do. Let's do the Yannick thing. We'll do one more. I think we saved the 5. I think we do this one. There we go. You almost laugh when you see it. The same small recorder stuck to a different wall this time. Written across the fluorescent tape is that familiar word, sleeper. You grab it quickly. Rabia says sorry. Sabine's voice sparks up once again. She said she didn't have time to brief you before setting you up with the old man. I'm sure you've got the play by now. Earn his trust, work the block, then we need you to get into his office. A pause. It's risky, but obviously you are the only one of us he doesn't already know. Either way, we need to locate the link to SNARP. You hear a shout in the background of the recording. Rabia says be careful. Sabine continues. The data suggests there's some relay, processing the implant data and sending it to SNARP, but we can't lock down its position. Either he's moving it, or it's moving itself, or it is rerouting through other relays. We can't understand it. Maybe you can find some details on it in his office. Once he trusts you, you should be able to get close enough to get in the office. You'll only get one shot, the recording creaks and whines. That's the final piece of the puzzle to end this. A pause. Good luck, sleeper. I'm sorry, too. Be safe. The recording clicks off, leaving you in silence. You pocket the recorder, just in case, and walk away. Looks like it's up to you. So it's risky. Now's the only chance. So let's use our 6. You spot the countermeasure on the drawer moments before you touch it. This has to be it, but you can't rush it. You look at the countermeasure on the drawer. It looks like some kind of shock trap. If you'd grabbed the drawer, you'd likely have thousands of volt running through your system right now. You wince. Once you find the anchor points, it comes way easily enough. You prise it from the drawer quickly and quietly, then listen for footsteps in the corridor outside. Nothing. All clear for now. You slide the drawer open, looking for other countermeasures that might be inside, expecting to see a chunk of tech, the relay. But as you slip it open, all you see is a handful of wires and an empty implant cradle. It's on him. Is this some kind of mistake? You freeze for a moment, unsure what to do next. Why keep an implant cradle so carefully guarded? You remember Yannick having an implant, a small plate on the side of his head, just above his ear. You assumed it was for hearing or vision. Those shimmering glasses of his come back to you in your memory. His strange movements, his speech. You look again at the cradle and there it is, printed on the frame. Proprietary technology. Property of SNARP. Rabia said the relay moved, that they couldn't get a fix on it. What if Yannick was the relay? The thought hits you like a shock. Yannick, with a remote relay implanted in his head, networked to every single implanted enforcer in the low end. A shudder runs through you. Is he even in control, or has SNARP wormed his way into the man? Could he even be considered separate from the corporation itself? You think of your own legal status as proprietary technology. A puppet with cut strings. Time to cut Yannick's strings, then. You reach around inside the cradle and find it. A remote connection, a tiny bead of a transmitter, likely controlling the link to SNARP. There it is. You pause for a moment, then you squeeze it. Snap it from the frame and it crumples, sparks and dies. It takes a moment before the shouts come, before the scream, and you are already on your way out, down the corridor, down through the unit that serves as the lobby to Yannick's office. Then out onto the walkway where Yannick lies still, enforcers gathered round him bemused. You've seen enough. The connection is cut, and whatever Yannick was, or had become, is gone. Your anger is a hardcore in your chest, and all of it is focused on SNARP. Wow. Alright, we got 2 cycles to wait for that. We got a bit of time before the dock, right? Yeah. I'd like to buy some more scrap. You know what? We haven't earned any money in a few. So let's do that. There we go. Now we have some Havenage data to sell. Wait, which one do we have? Havenage? Alright, let's go sell it to the Yadigans. Then we get what, 10, I believe? Yeah, 10. That's pretty good. Back up to 224. We got 2 stabilizer. It might be time to sleep. We'll feed the stray as usual. And let's end our cycle. How are we doing? Alright, that looks perfect. We got 3 cycles to go for that. We've got people in here, so I think I'm gonna buy some scrap. Mostly because I want to try to hold off on using stabilizer for a few. So we'll do 2, and then we'll do 1 the next day. There we go. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll go to the empty container. We're gonna do 2 scraps. Take care of 1 more. And then tomorrow we'll do 1 scrap. There we go. Alright, we're going to the Greenway. I'd love to do some working, but I think it's time to deal with Conway. We got a decent array of stuff we can use here. As you slot the worm, a thread jumps up out of the facility. It unspools in front of you, releasing its data like ink and water. Sleeper. Fang's voice crackles through. Moving in. Nodes, then ports. A whir of interference. Slot the worms. Timer starts now. Stay safe. The thread dissipates. You're on your own now. Alright, 3, 2, or 1. We have a 3 or a 2. Let's do the 2. Located the port. Ripper worm. Alright. Port 2, Consec S1, Consec S2. We can use a 5, a 3, or a 2. We're going to use our... Fuck. Let's use our 3. I understand now. I got to do both to find the next port. 4, 2, or 1. We'll use the 4. Alright, let's do the Ripper worm. This is terrifying. I don't want to mess this up. 3 of them? Aw, man. Alright, we need a 5, which we have. We need a 4. And another 6. A 5. 2, 3, 5. We're going to save that. We're going to do the 6 with the 5. Then we're going to do the 4. Then hopefully next cycle we'll be able to finish. We're going to do one more. So what's our time limit on this? The wastes, the wild margins. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cycles. Okay. And let's go check on the ferry real quick. How many cycles do we have before we have to leave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We'll sleep here tonight. We don't need to use our self-repair until tomorrow. We do need to go eat food, so I'll have to remember to get some energy before we leave. Which, that's not a big deal. Okay, we got 6s, we got 1s, we got 2s. We should be fine. Let's think about this. Wait, we don't have to think about anything. Let's just go finish. Let's finish what we started. Where is it? We can use a 2, a 3, or a 5. We're going to use the 2. There we go. And then we should be able to put in the last worm. There we go. A thread from this facility cuts through the cloud like a hairline crack of light. That's it. The final layer of security broken. Somewhere buried in the depths of the station, Fing is in control. He's slicing into the camera control circuits and piping out the result. The thread flickers and unravels into an image, a scene, 2 figures in a room, one sat, the other pacing. The pacing figure resolves into Hardin, the unmistakable superior posture, the shock of grayed hair. The second figure's features don't seem to resolve. They are vague, unformed. A problem with the data, perhaps? You look closer. And then you see it. The figure is a proxy. Perhaps you should have expected it from Conway, a corporation whose very existence is owed to automation. The proxy is a machine, designed to be piloted by remote connection. Someone elsewhere in the system puppeteering it with their own body, speaking so it may speak. The proxy sits impassively. Or the Conway executive that is piloting them does, from the distant safety of some ship or orbital colony, perhaps. We can move forward, there is no doubt, Hardins is saying. The reclamation teams are almost ready, and after that I will make the declaration. Nothing has to change. So sorry, I needed water. The proxy leans forward, its movement stilted, uneven, as if its body was being refracted through water. But things must change, Hardin. We need further assurances. I have been informed of a breach in one of the closed networks in the low end. You have been careless. Hardin waves the accusation away. We have been stretched. A breach was detected, yes, but no data of value was lost. Our board is concerned, Hardin. A drop in our value would be unwelcome at this time. The proxy leans back, its posture dominant. If the reclamation of Alpha 1 is contested, then we could be drawing into a compromising legal position. Hardin approaches the proxy. There will be no contest, not from Solheim, who cannot muster a defense, not from Havenage, who will fall into line below me. He crouches in front of the seated figure, eye to eye, and the people of this station, refugees, gangs, spacers, all either opportunists or degenerates. Havenage is no longer strong, no longer united. No one here believes in Erlin's vision, nor has the strength to enact it. I sat across from him at the negotiating table. He was forceful, eager, weakened by his ideological convictions, perhaps, but a great man nonetheless. This place no longer deserves to bear his name. The eye is crippled. It cannot survive. It is a ruin filled with squatters and outlaws. They will be lucky if it still spins in 100 cycles. Hardin stands. You will move forward with the reclamation because otherwise you will lose your advantage in the system. Without your advantage, you will lose claims on the remaining palladium. Without the palladium, your factories will go dark. He pauses. Do I need to continue? One moment, comes the response from the proxy, and its head drops to its chest. Hardin steps back and paces once more, awaiting the discussion taking place elsewhere in the system. You watch Hardin as he paces, as he considers his future. What goes on within a mind like that, in the mind of a man who would burn all those around him for a path to some imagined golden end? The proxy lifts its head. We are happy to proceed. We will legally claim the station formerly known as Solheim Alpha 1 as salvage within 6 cycles. Havenage is to assist with the transport of the illegal residents to Conway housing and labor facilities. The proxy judders to its feet. Conway will also claim 70% of the raw output of the reclamation process after losses have been accounted for. Harlan nods. I accept. The proxy reaches out to shake his hand like a marionette, and then the recording loops. You watch it play out a second time, gripped by a horrified fascination. There is a bluntness to the conversation, to its blatant disregard for humans as anything other than objects. Things to be moved, to be used, to be fed into structures crushed and losses accounted for in the cells of tables, the margins of ledgers. You realize now that you are no different than anyone else on this station in the eyes of the people in that room, and those like them. Each body here can be recast as a piece of property, a tool, an expense, an acceptable loss. In one moment, they can be named a citizen, celebrated, protected, and in another, the very idea of citizenship can be used against them. That is what it means to live in proximity to a system like this. No longer. Not while the eye spins. You gather the recording, pack it into a polygon of purest light. Then you drift down into the service dock like a falling leaf and find the relay. It only takes a second to place that polygon of data that is recording into the relay system Feng prepared, and then you watch as it bursts out, a web of threads heading out into the black to every network device on the eye. Let them see what power makes of a man. Holy crap. We did it. How many points do we have? Just one? I don't think we can even afford anything anymore. Yeah, we'll have to wait. Where's my guy? Where's Feng? We still have the Briar to take care of. Let's cross. 2 days for Arabia. Anything from Feng? How many days for Feng? 2 days. No one will give you a straight answer about Feng or Hardin. So things must be progressing over there. We have 2 6s. We could use them. Let's eat with Emphis. We also have a 1, so maybe we'll come back and let's go ahead and do some data. That's what we'll use the 1 for. We're selling to the Havenage people? We might not be able to. We can try, I guess. The offices seem a little bit messed up, but we'll still be able to sell data at least. Lots of stuff happening, huh? Alright, we made the money back. Let's go up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more days. Probably more like 3 days. So we need to get more of the Greenway done so we can try to help out Emphis and hopefully fix the bar before we leave. Alright, walking the Greenway is the better option. We do 2 of those and then we're good to go. New drive. Enter the Greenway. Oh, that's right. We need to find a place for the seed. Mushroom groves? Collect spores or forage for fungus. I want spores. Come on, give me spores. Damn. Next time, I guess. We need to do the commune as well. Clear overgrowth. Oh, once a corporate garden for impressing guests with gene-tweaked birds. Now this chamber is a mess of overgrowth. You can change that. So I guess this would be our new home. Interesting. And then there's the farm stacks. We could steal. Or we could barter for food. And we can work the stacks. Alright, so we could work at the farm stack. We have stuff, we have options now if we wanted to do more Greenway stuff. I'd much rather try to progress the other quests though. Because I wanna try to like be a completionist, you know? Alright, well, 2 more days. We are gonna use our scrap components. I hope I have enough time to check out and see what Feng has for me. Alright, we'll need to eat. 1 more day for Arabia. 1 more cycle for Feng. Double checking. I'm trying to be thorough. I don't want to miss anything. 3 days for that. Alright, let's see if we can pull this off. So we're going to try to get... I think the mushroom groves is important. Let's try to get caps. I got them. Now let's try to get spores. Grove spores. Is that what I wanted? Grove spores? What did I need for the overlook? I'm assuming these are the spores we needed. There's only one way to find out. Let's go look. We'll do Emphis first. Hey, Emphis. Let's eat. Emphis eagerly takes the bright yellow Girol caps. He seems pleased with them. Now he's got to cook 3 cycles. The overlook. We need one more spore, it seems. Okay. Let's go try to get more spores then. Oh, man. There's a lot going on here. Spores. Please? Come on, spores. Damn. I want the spores. Okay. We got what we needed. Was it worth it? Maybe not. Man, we still gotta help out with the ambergris, too. Um, let's turn in the last of the spores. Man, it's been a while since we got this quest. And now we need 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to make it in time for the first batch. Well, let's go to Emphis' stall. We can't eat here? Oh, man. Can we eat at the bar? No. Where do we eat? I can go up. I can go up to eat. Can I eat here? He'll feed anyone who does a shift. That'll work. Nah, it wasn't enough. Alright, we'll go up top then. Where's my food? It's in the lounge, right? There we go. And then we can go to sleep, because we did everything. And then we have stuff we need to work on. Alright, let's go. 2 days. So we have Arabia stuff to do. We have Feng stuff to do. Let's do Feng first. Feng was kind of the big, he was one of our first friends here. Feng grins at you as the bay door slides open. Above in the rest of the building, people are busy, frightened. They speak in hushed tones and organize endless meeting after endless meeting. Havenage have avoided a full-blown crisis for now, but change is coming. Feng is in good spirits and bundles you inside before you even have the chance to greet him. That was the slickest operation this station has seen, he hugs you firmly. You made my job easy. He shakes you by the shoulders. I'm so proud. And I got to watch through the cameras as the Havenage security that weren't in on it assaulted the station. Feng smiled. One of them straight up just whacked Hardin with their pistol. It was beautiful. What are they going to do with him? I'm not sure anyone knows. But he is cooperating in dismantling his operation and scaring off Conway. Maybe they'll exile him when they're done, or hand him over to some core authority, Feng shrugs. Now I know he won't be an issue. I'm going to be focusing on systems for a bit. He shakes his head, seeing as that's my actual job. He points to the ceiling. The people upstairs weren't so happy, though. They've been fielding questions about the state of the eye right and left since the recording got out. People are scared. I'm not surprised. Yeah, this whole thing hasn't won me many fans of the administration, but I think in the end they'll agree that outing Hardin was worth it, whatever the methods. He touches a stack of hardware. The eye is old, and it was never meant to run like this. The master control points that Erlin and Havenage installed, they keep it spinning from the rim. That isn't ideal. But if you were asking me if the eye will stop spinning next cycle, no. He smiles. And me, and a ton of other skilled people will be working to stop it happening in the cycle after that. Hardin's problem was that he didn't believe in people. He believed in systems, and their ability to shape the world around them. Feng squeezes your shoulder. But as far as I'm concerned, people should be the ones running the systems, not the other way around. Anyway, I know you didn't come down here for a lecture. My tracker? I haven't forgotten. He produces a thumbnail drive. I managed to finish that code solution I showed you. It's a modified Ripper worm. One made to deactivate that tracker of yours. But in the time since I got back, I added something extra. That tracker of yours doesn't just show SNARP where you are, it transmits data about the state of your body, your current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it, it'll edit that data to tell SNARP your body is irreparably damaged. DNR, do not retrieve. He grins widely. Pretty smart, right? That's that's perfect. Just slot it already. You take the drive and hold it in your hand, then you close your eyes and open up your access ports. Take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network. It whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they are gone, you forget they were even there. They just blink out of existence. A second later, it's done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Asks Fang, a little nervous. Free. Fang smiles wildly. Well, you are free, sleeper. Sleeper? He claps you on the shoulder. Fang lets the word free hang in the air a little before he continues. Seems like it might be finally time for a celebration. Fang wraps his arms around you. Jenna still owes us those drinks. He laughs and you join him, and later, when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up at the wide curve of the eye, up at the hub and the other rim beyond it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as anything other than breathtakingly beautiful. It feels, in that moment, like something eternal. That doesn't mean it can or even should last forever, or that it will never change, fade, or decay. It simply means that in this moment, this place is a future, and it's one that you know deeply and truly is worth protecting. Whew. Man, we're getting a lot of stuff done, guys. What other drives? So we're not going to be able to do the bar, sadly. We need to... grow mushrooms is happening. No, it's not. We still have to eat at the stall. We should get that in time. We need to track Ashton. Let's speak to Rabia. Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabia working the heavy bag. She's hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since... Sabine doesn't finish the sentence. They're sitting on a stool looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the SNARP data you pulled all those cycles ago. Is she okay? Just angry. We all are, but you have to remember she knew Yannick for a long time. Sabine glances nervously at Rabia. What SNARP did? Rabia stops punching, and in the silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in the same unit. A lot has changed since then. They hooked him up like a puppet, Rabia hits the bag. Rigged that thing in his head so they could control him. Pushed the old Yannick out. I don't know why he let them in. Rabia throws a few more punches, but it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Another flurry. Yadigan shouldn't deal with corporations, and we never will again. She spits. She comes away from the bag. At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we come back from this, that Yadigan can hold on, but there are opportunists trying to take control. Sabine turns to you. Yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants and Yadigan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think with time I can do the surgeries. Rabia walks away from the bag towards the far side of the unit. Those surgeries will never happen if Yadigan collapses, she shouts back at Sabine. Clearly this is a well-worn argument in this unit. What now for you? Sabine looks over at Rabia. I want to help fix this mess if I can. There's the implants, and I want to return to my surgery. The low end needs doctors. What I understand now is that Yadigan can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from SMARP, from the Core Worlds, all I saw was a gang, and with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash, they shudder. Rabia believes, and I want that belief. They look unsure. I also want to be done with SNARP, but I doubt they're done with me. They glance away, rubbing their shoulders. Are you and Rabia? Sabine fixes you with a look. Yes, Sleeper. Isn't that obvious? They smile. I've been wanting to say, Sabine begins, nervously. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to again. They pause. Properly. When I leaked the data on the Sleeper program, it was to try to help people like you. They grit their teeth. But after all the cycles here, being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, they sigh, it shook me up. They run a hand through their hair. But I ended up here, so they look at Rabia. Oh, of course. They reach into a pocket and take out a handful of vials. These are the last of the case. You can have them. They drop them into your hands. After these last few, I don't know what we can do. With the SNARP connection broken, they look down. But I know there are other ways. Repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I even heard there are some labs out on the Greenway. Perhaps they can help? They meet your eye. I'm sorry I can't do more. Thank you for everything. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabia crosses back to you both and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other, and you can't help but smile at the idea of them together. What are you two plotting? Rabia grins. Sabine laughs, and the sound is a welcoming one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later, when you leave, you take out that handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside, and you don't know if it'll ever leave. But SNARP doesn't own you anymore. They can't, because this place, these people, own you. They are what make you get up every cycle. They are what keep you breathing. You put the vials away and walk through the low end. Your senses turn to every sight, every smell, and every sound, soaking it all in, living. Oh wow, we got a lot now. And we got upgrade points. Engineer up, hard to kill up. You can reroll your dice once per cycle. Obsessive Haggler, all cryo actions are discounted. I have a lot of choices here. I should engineer all the way up, I've decided. No. I want to be able to talk. I want to be able to talk better. Okay, what do we still need to do? Enter the Greenway, we've done. We have things to do. We still have to find Ashton. I could make a house. I don't think I want to make a house yet. Or is this where I'm supposed to be planting? Endure. We've got the commune. They both give pretty good. Let's go here. Neutral outcome. And then I know that I'm supposed to look for tracks to find Ashton. That's right. There, here it is. Here it is. Okay. We'll do this one. Positive. So this one gives better positives anyway. We can do an Intuit though. There we go. Alright, we have something with Ankhita to do. The trail ahead extends deep into the overgrown sector of the Greenway. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the Greenway becomes the shattered landscape of the wastes, things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farm stack, broken from by its axis by rust or force, and lying amongst the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple. It is stained with moss and algae, flows of green running out from its broken tanks like a frozen, brackish tide. This is where Ashton is hiding, you're pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset Ankhita gave you in your palm. Let's call. You slips the headset into your ear and it fizzes with static. After a few moments you hear Ankhita. Sleeper, have you located the target? A doubt enters your mind. Can you be sure he's there? Yes. Come now. Copy. Hold tight until I get there. The static cuts out. The channel is dead. You hold your position and watch the trail. Ahead the stars wheel with the motion of the eye and your mind wanders. You try to imagine what this place looked like before the collapse. All ordered rows of crops, corporate pleasure gardens, glowing farm stacks. Now it's a wilderness, a strange, overgrown biosphere, bordered by the void of space. You smile. Despite everything, it seems like an improvement. Sleeper, Ankhita's hiss brings you out of your reverie. He in the collapsed stack? I think so. She gives you a look. You better be right. Well, there's no way I'm following that trail. If he's up there, I'll have eyes on that for sure. She glances across the landscape. Let's keep to the undergrowth and work our way around. She heads off towards the central spire of the greenway with you, following close behind it. It's slow going there, where the overgrowth meets the metal wall, but it is so concealed that you can barely see the glass roof high above. Ankhita somehow seems to know where to go. Ankhita works her way through dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It's exhausting and you desperately want to rest, but Ankhita shows no signs of letting up. Up ahead there is a faint glow from the collapsed stack. Ankhita leads you around the side to a broken tank. You both step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae. You work your way up the slanted tank, Ankhita setting a deliberate pace. Somewhere water drips, and you swear you hear bird song. Hanging plants catch the light. The dog's freaking out again. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in a pale and sickly green. Ankhita reaches the edge of the tank, where it meets the central drum, and holds up a hand for you to stop. You inch forward and look over the edge. The vast drum is like a cistern, with plants growing on all sides, and wet mossy islands at its base. It is beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Then you see the sleeper. In a faint circle of light, descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They are surrounded by crates, and beside them, on one of the mossy islands, there is an object. A cylinder set on a tarp. It is connected to the sleeper's head. You flinch. Are they one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint, trying to recognize them. They're twisted, broken, open. Wrong. You look away. Ankhita doesn't look at you. She doesn't look at the sleeper. She fixes her eyes on the object. That's Amber ship mine, she says, and you suddenly recognize the cylinder. Who is... You turn to Ankhita to speak, but she's already gone. She drops off the edge of the tank and lands on one of the mossy islands, her armor letting out a hiss as it absorbs the impact. The shot hits her shoulder piece, the ceramic armor cracking but holding as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, the now activated armor launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. Shit! You hear the shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankhita reaches over and wraps a hand around the thick connection between the ship mine and the sleeper. What's she doing? You better come down here or I'll rip this right out of their head, she screams at the wall of tanks. You shiver at the suggestion. There's a long pause. All you can hear is the dripping of the water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out. I'm coming down, Ankhita. Don't do anything stupid for God's sake. He appears to at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. Drop the gun, Ankhita shouts. He throws it down into the moss. As you lean out to watch, you see him catch your eye, clocking your presence. What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko? She stands, keeping her sidearm trained on his head. You ripped my ship mine for what? Some freakish experiment? Ashton approaches with shaking hands, his eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires that Ankhita still has hold of. Steady, Ankhita. It isn't like that. I need the ship mine. You have to understand. They would have died without it. What are you talking about? I don't give a shit why you ripped my ship mine and crippled my ship. I should put you down right now. She tightens her grip on the connection. Typical of you, Ankhita. No curiosity. Ashton smiles shakily. That's why I never asked for it. For your help. You only look after yourself. He nods at you. That sleeper up there? They're just bait, right? To draw me out? Ankhita sucks a breath in. Are you trying to give me more reasons to shoot you? I love them, Ankhita. Ashton looks at the crumpled sleeper. I love them and they were going to die. I knew you would never understand that. He starts closing the gap between himself and Ankhita now, slowly inching forward. Don't do that, Ashton. Don't do that. Let the wires go, Ankhita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way, he inches closer. Please. I can't let you take it, Ashton. Ankhita hardens her stare. You stole it from me. You left me for dead. She shakes her head. You think I'm going to trust you after all that? I need it, Ankhita. I need them to survive. Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now, of Ankhita. I'm going to take them now, Ankhita. I'm going to take the ship mine and go. Ankhita loosens her grip on the connection a little. Her hand is shaking now. Stop, Ashton. She lowers the gun a little. Stop. Seeing her drop her guard, he makes his move. A blur of movement, a struggle, a shot. Another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside of the drum, the sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding into the water, the red and the green. Ankhita is standing at the center of the drum, the severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly, drip after drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There's no sign of life, of humanity. They're just another broken object among the other broken objects, while all around, living things grow and thrive. Ankhita finally looks back at you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be sorry, but you're already gone. What the hell? Damn. You can gather scrap out there. That's pretty cool. That means I could potentially fix myself out here. That was a lot. Is there anything else to do? We're just waiting, right? One, two, three, four, five. One, two. Let's go up. Let's look. How close are we? Two. I don't think I need to stabilize. I have five of them. Let's just stabilize. I don't need to stabilize. I kind of want to stabilize. Let's stabilize. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to end our cycle. That was a lot. I don't know what just happened. I didn't even see like a thing to find her. It was so weird. Let's go look at least one more time. I don't see anything about her. We got one more day for Emphis' stall. Well, that is gonna do it for this episode. We've got a little bit more to do over in the Greenway. You know what? Hold on. Let's see if we can get a new house before we leave. We'll do this one. Hey, we got the positive. So it seems like this one is safe. Which means we should be able to just keep going, right? Oh, there we go. We can germinate spores here. Oh. I see. I guess... Let's do this. Becoming a member would be fun. Look, it's the Ambergris. Amber's docked here at a rickety old jetty, but she's sealed up. A note says, "Sleeper, stay. I'll be ready soon." Huh. Alright, well... We got a lot to think about, don't we? Let's go get some food real quick. Only place to eat while I'm waiting on freaking Emphis. Huh. All right. That's gonna do it for me. I appreciate you all very much. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed. We'll probably have, I don't know, I can't remember how long the game still is. We could probably do either one or two more videos, but there's been some DLC stuff that's come out. It's not even like, it didn't cost anything, it was free DLC. More stuff came out, so it might be more than two videos, I don't know for sure. But I appreciate you all very much. Leave a comment, let me know what you think of the series, what game I should be playing next. We're starting to get to that point where we got to think about it. And subscribe if you want to see more. I got a lot of other content over on the YouTube. This is one video a week I do. I got 3 other videos a week. Plenty of other series to check out. Like Let's Try. But thank you guys very much for watching. I'll talk to you next time. See ya.